question just to tell me straight up. Ain't no sense in waiting later, I need it straight up. I ain't tripping on them haters, I got my mind made up.
If you got something to say, don't let your words go to waste. Get it all out today. 5 o'clock, it's time to rock. DJ Machiavelli and my girl Brooke on top. Let's go.
Okay, so boom. It's been a minute, man. How you been, man?
It's been a minute. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the pod.
Yes, I've been great. It's been a long. I feel like it's been what, 6, 7.
It's been too long, basically.
I was about to say we got busy and then it just kind of like
life, the panini,
tailed off the deep end. But yeah, man, life is good right now, man. 2022, a new year, new me.
Don't niggas say that every year? New year, new me.
I love it.
I feel like the last 2 years since we've been in the pandemonium, we can't even say New Year, new me. We got to just be on some like whatever this year brings. I'm gonna be on it.
Listen, same year, same shit. That's that's the new quote. So do you think realistically, the pandemic is ever gonna end?
So I think by definition it will end. It won't technically be a pandemic.
Right.
It'll probably turn to an epidemic, which is right under a pandemic.
Right.
I think we'll have to learn to live better with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a thing that's extinct or will go away because, you
know. I mean, true.
The same old. Folks don't want to get vaccinated.
Can't,
folks don't want to wear masks. So
lick
it's like
ice cream cartons in the store.
Yeah.
That was fun.
But they doing different stuff, and we'll talk about it later.
We gotta wash our hands after we use the bathroom. That was fun not doing it,
But I think we're just gonna learn to like be safe in our environment and
definitely
move certain ways. Like
Yeah.
continue to get tested and wear our masks as much as possible, and things of that nature. And I think that's okay. I'm okay with not necessarily going to the grocery store and using Instacart, and I'm okay with being 6 feet, like back up on me when I'm in the line.
Let's make it 12.
Yeah, like I'm okay with that. So
let's make it 12.
There are some things I'm okay with not going back to for the sake of like being safe and the fact that we are in a pandemic.
Yes, and I mean being relevant right now. Make sure if you haven't done so, order your at-home COVID test.
Yes.
Because the government, for some reason, took 2 years to do it.
Yep.
And they're finally giving us those for free. So make sure y'all do that.
COVIDtest.gov. We're going to put the link in our description.
But enough about that. I've been good the past 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
It's good.
Life is good. DJing's good. Haven's good.
Well, we're in a 360 deal.
Listen. They pay me for my time, though. So.
Nah,
no
it's all
complaints.
good, man. Like you're blessed to have a consistent gig, during the pandemic.
But what about you though? Because you got, you know what I'm saying?
10,000 hats.
Switching gears a little bit.
I got 10,000 hats on right now. I'm not gonna go too deep into what I got going on, but I am working on the certification. I've always been an advocate for furthering education, trying to get to the bag basically, and just doing what I've always done.
That's
being
facts.
a light in my community.
That's facts.
And, just trying to level up,
That's facts. So what are your, is that on your, list of goals for
sure.
the new year?
For sure.
Did you make a vision board for 2022?
So I didn't make a vision board, but I made a Google Doc. Y'all know I love a Google Doc. If you know me, I love a Google Doc. I made a Google Doc with my goals for the year, and I compared them to my goals from last year. And I was happy to see that they weren't repetitive. It was like making some progression, because I did kind of like evaluate my year and was like, dang, I spent a lot of money in 2021. I don't know if I really made real progress. But when I looked at my goals, I was like, I am closer to those goals than I was at the beginning of last year. So I was cool with it.
Okay. So what specifically can you give us as one of your goals for this upcoming year?
So I want to be a homeowner before this year is out. And last year my goal was to start that process. So I am in the process of this program called the NACA program, and it's for homeowners, and it's not for first-time homeowners. And literally you can get a 0% interest rate on your home going through that program.
Right.
So I've started it, and it gets take from like 6 to 9 months, but I'm here for the ride, and I think that could be like the beginning of something great in terms of like creating generational wealth and just being an owner. I think that's really important, especially in our community.
No, definitely. For me, I didn't necessarily make a vision board. I just kind of like think of mentally like stuff I want to do. Okay. And like things I have, like I know last year, I'm not gonna say I didn't really have much goals for last year, but they kind of intertwined with 2020's goals.
Yo, I mean, it low key felt like one big ass year.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just kind of like, we got 2021. It's like, you know, what are we doing here? Are we the same or what?
Yeah.
But I definitely have some goals for this year. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm rolling over one of my goals because I kind of didn't meet my 2021 goals. But I'm rolling it over, which is like to read more. Okay. I'm part of a book club now.
I heard about your little book club that you didn't invite me to, but you know,
Finer Things Club. You know what I'm saying?
No shade. I just want the audience to know that my dear friend Matt did not invite me to the book club. I had to hear about it from another friend. I said, "Oh, okay."
No, but we did. But I'm not gonna lie. We could definitely write. We had some great conversations like yesterday, which was our first time, and the kind of the book we read and we just basically dissecting it a little bit, and it's called "What Do You Think About Me?" I don't care what you think about me. Okay. And it's basically giving like, you know what I'm saying, self-motivation type things and things of that nature. And one of the things that I haven't really done in my life, but that people do and that it's talked about in the book is affirmations. So like goals you want to read, like do affirmations. Like, you know what I'm saying, do they really work? Like do these things, blah, blah.
Do you think the affirmations work?
My response to that, because we talked about that, my response to that was that I feel like affirmations are kind of similar to like the physical form of prayer. Like prayer is spiritual, affirmations are physical. Right?
You took the thought literally like this, grabbed it out of my brain, because faith without works is what? Dead. Okay, right. So that's how I feel about affirmations.
Affirmations is part one of the two-step process. So like, okay. You know what I'm saying? You talk about, I want this new job, I want to make more money, I want to do this, I want to do that. But at the end of the day, you got to do the work to get to where, you know what I'm saying? You can't just sit around and be like, man, I want this. Yeah. Like how you want your certifications. Man, I just want these. Yeah. Like, you got to study. You got to take the test. You got to pass the test. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to put in the work to reach those goals and make those affirmations come true. Yeah. And affirmations is more so like self-encouragement and like things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You kind of just speaking life to the situation while at the same time doing the work. To do it, because nothing just comes to you in life. Yeah,
that's some good stuff, man. That's some good stuff. Yeah. Also, just small things that I consider affirmations that I would not have considered affirmations before. Mm-hmm. Is like, for example, people put, like, if you want a certain job title, you're doing a job search, and you put, let's just say engineer, aspiring engineer. Well, I had advice to say, like, if you want to be an engineer, put engineer in your bio so that every time you read it, you're claiming it. My mom always says, you dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. So I just think those are also like steps that people can take that can be considered an affirmation, but also can be considered an action, if that makes sense.
I ain't gonna lie, I do that on my resume. You know what I'm saying? I resume the job.
I resume the job I want, not the job
I got. Oh. Cause you know, I'm saying a job will overwork you. So
I mean, there are moments where you are doing already the job that you want. I got the
experience. I got you know what I'm saying?
Just change that title. Them folks don't be caring about the title. They care about what you did on their job. So if it sound like a duck, walk like a duck, it's a duck.
But I honestly feel like there's nothing wrong with doctoring up a resume. As long as you aren't like blatantly lying.
Like if you don't have the skills that's on the resume.
Yeah, outside of Excel.
Because you took university.
We can talk about that. Yeah. But like, you can doctor up a resume to where it, you know what I'm saying, it brings out the strong points into what it is the job that you want to do.
Because that's what I feel like employers want to see anyway.
Especially if you've done it. Because I mean, for more often than not, people are overworked and underpaid. So like, they're doing a job that they're not getting paid to do.
Correct.
So when they're trying to elevate, like, you know what I'm saying, like, highlight that experience. Like, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that.
Yeah.
I agree. Man.
I agree for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
So are there any like goals that are outside of like finances and employment, like any other like maybe spiritual goals or like friendship goals, like any of those type of goals you have for next year?
That's a good one. Honestly, so I don't necessarily have friendship goals because I've met friendship goals in past years. Like one of my goals in past years was to foster friendships better, like to reach out to people more, be available more, like you know what I'm saying? Because I love y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
And I feel like the panini kind of like helped us with that.
No, it definitely did.
It definitely.
I was like the panini. I'm here though. I'm here.
Yeah, the pandemonium had. I feel like that helped us to like foster it. Well, I'll speak for myself and maybe for you. Like it helped me to foster friendships on a different level because I appreciated you guys more because it's like you guys cannot be here tomorrow. Like we don't know where this thing's gonna take us, and we're forced to kind of like sit in whatever emotions that we were having during this moment. So it's like from Zoom parties to private link ups to like birthday trips that are having to be more intimate than usual. Like we really like, I feel like we took advantage. We have been taking advantage of this time.
And the point you made about like us not being, for me, that's what, you know, my situation, my mom passed away. So for me, after that, it was kind of like life is short. You never know.
You never know.
You know what I'm saying? And not that I have necessarily a million regrets about my relationship with my mom, but just relationships overall.
Yeah, it could be a lesson to any type of relationship.
I can be in my box.
Yeah.
In a way, and be perfectly fine.
But there's a way that you can be in your box, but also like foster friendships in a way that like your friends understand you and how you move. I feel like we had a relationship. Like I told you earlier today, if you got something pressing going on, I trust you enough that you'll tell me in the time that you'll tell me.
Right.
So
no, definitely.
That's cool. I think my goal in like spiritually and like in friendships and so in relationships period is I'm gonna take off this emphasis I've had on dating these last couple of years. I'm gonna just remove that emphasis. Like I feel like if it's gonna be for me, it's gonna be for me and it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna stress myself out. I feel like I have been stressing myself out about dating and I'm not gonna do that no more. Cause it's hard out here, man.
Man. The streets is
done, okay? The streets are done.
Completely done.
The streets is done. And child, these apps and all of this foolishness, I can't. So
it's so many like everybody feels like they have, like we talked about this like podcast people, everybody has the answer.
Everyone has the answer.
I personally feel like there's so many factors to all of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm
everybody's
saying?
an expert on dating and or how women should be or how men should be. And so it's already stressful reading this stuff on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. And then you got podcast experts that want to tell women and men how they should date.
We don't want our women sexually compatible.
Everybody is making $100K and up on social media, but the math doesn't math because the average black man makes $40K. So it's just a lot. So I just
but they want me for my money though.
But they want me, but the women want you for your money that you don't have.
A prenup for $36K, bro.
Come on. So yeah, I said I was gonna remove that stress from my life, and also this is my prayer every year, every month, every day. It's just that people see the light of God in me, no matter what I'm doing.
That's right.
So like even if I'm gathered with my friends and we're having drinks, I want you to be able to see God in me. I want you to be comfortable with me to know that like I got you, and whatever you're going through, God has you. So
I think that's definitely a goal for me too.
Yeah.
Like I agree with that. Like just even like friendships, like fostering a spiritual relationship more.
Yeah.
Because I know me personally, I did it a lot. Like I was a super church boy. I was in the choir. I was this. I was, you know what I'm saying. But over time, you know what I'm saying, life transition. You know, we go through what we go through. We deal with.
I feel like everybody goes through like the growing pains of like spirituality and like religion. I think that's just like a part of like growing up. It's kind of like it's kind of like your parents want you to be in. You have African parents; they want you to be a certain thing, so you go through that growing pain.
Sunday morning,
right? Like, and you go through that growing pain of like you come to a point where it's like I gotta pick for myself what I want to be, what I want to do. What religion I want to be a part of. Like you taught me, so just trust me that I'll make a good decision.
You definitely gotta find that, and I think that's, like you said, most importantly, finding that relationship for yourself.
Yeah.
Finding yourself within the church community, within the world, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people go backwards, some people find themselves in the church, they find themselves in the world, but you know what I'm saying?
You gotta find your way.
It's always important to
pray on it. And then, like, one thing I found that's helped me is to kind of revisit, like, my goals list. Not just write them in January and then read them again in December. Like, I have to revisit. Sometimes I'll take a dry erase marker and write it on my mirror. Like, I have to remind myself, because you can get distracted. Because we be outside. Like, we be inside, but we be outside. So I be having to remind myself, like, okay, I may not need to go turn up this weekend because I got some stuff that I'm trying to get taken care of. But what I do believe in is balance. Like, I'm not going to stress myself out. I did that throughout college. I did that in career, like, working way too much. And so I'm at a point where, like, my sanity matters. So I'm going to have some fun, but I'm also going to get about my business. So
I think a good balance of all that.
Yeah.
All that is good. And then goals, like, you reach goals. I don't want to say complacent, because it's not really complacent, because we have, like, higher things that we want to achieve. But it's like, sometimes when you achieve goals, like,
yeah,
I just want to go to the club 4 times.
Yes,
like,
I did this,
go drink.
So I'm about to go have me a drink tonight.
Exactly.
And I think that's okay. You just have to reel it back in and be like, okay, next one.
What's next? Right. Exactly.
So I'm not gonna lie, I've been studying for this certification, and I'm an overachiever in every aspect of everything that I do. So it's like, I'm doing this certification, I know it's gonna teach me a lot of things, but shoot, I've been signing up for extra classes on the side, like, just to want to be more knowledgeable about the topic. And I'm like, okay, bro, you gotta take a break. So this week, from Thursday to Monday, I did not do anything related to the certification. I was studying. I was going to enjoy my MLK weekend. It was my friend's birthday, and I just relaxed. And now I'm recharged, and I can go back and do what I need to do. So
that's good, though. But those, I feel like those are some good goals. I like that. You know what I'm saying? The dating thing, definitely.
Listen, I got it. And you got to hold me accountable, because, child, these men, child, like how you sliding back, and it's just like, it's not
crazy.
The streets is so crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I think we both set some really good goals this year, and hopefully, like, one of our viewers will be inspired by, some of the things we've said about our goals. So, if y'all have any goals this year that y'all want to share, we'll interact with you guys on YouTube and on Instagram. So,
them below.
Yeah, put them below, Twitter. Comment, like, subscribe. And we'll chop it up about y'all goals this year. It's never too late to set goals.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so speaking of dating, and I be having my strong opinions about dating, but I brought this up on Twitter the other day, and I just wanted to fill the room out, to see what people thought about this, and I pretty much posed the question of why is it that when you have an ex or a fling, right? Why would you necessarily have an issue if one of your homies or associates then kind of double back to try to mess with
Okay.
Like, why is that person off limits? I feel like a lot of people are going to miss out on a blessing because of this.
Is it a blessing? Or is it seconds?
See, man, and that's seconds. See, you are saying seconds based off the premise that person is your property. That person doesn't belong to you. That person is no longer your significant other. What that person does when y'all not together, it's quite honestly none of your business.
That's fair. So let me, before we even dive deep into this, because this is a thing.
It is a thing.
This is a thing.
And we see it regularly.
All the time. There's a difference when I have an ex-girlfriend and when I have like an old flame or whatever.
Okay, I agree.
And there's also a difference when I have a homie and when I got a homie.
Break the difference down for me, please, because...
So, like, just a homie is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we out. We at Haven, we at Modish, we at whatever regular spots we go to. And what's up, bro? You good? How's life? Cool. Trying to take a shot? Bet. That's That's it. We might talk about the game that's on TV. That's it.
But you got homies that you talk to more than that.
Hey, bro, you trying to pull up to the crib? Like, okay. Bet. All right, cool.
What about the intermediate homies? Because you got homies that may not necessarily be in your close-knit circle, but they people that you talk to outside of just seeing them in public. Like, you may text them, or they may be at the inner circle function.
I mean...
Like, what's the extent? Like, where do you draw the line with, like, homies versus homies? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a... For me,
it's a level of relationship. And for me, there's no... Like you just said, there's an intermediate. Like, to me personally, there's no middle ground. Like, it's either like you in my close circle of people. And I mean, granted, we older now, so it's a little different. But there's no middle ground for me. It's either you in my close circle of knit friends, like, that are like, you my brother.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? You just, like, we cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no beef. It's all love when I see you. Like. Yeah,
that's understandable. So, can your homie date your ex-girlfriend? Yes or no?
In the circle? Hell no.
Okay, what's your reason? Let's hear why. Not at all. I want to hear why. Because if you're over that situation, what we talking about?
Because it kind of draws on the lines of I guess it kind of draws on the lines of loyalty and intimacy. Like, someone that I'm loyal to reached a level of intimacy with a person, and it's kind of like you're supposed to honor that. Like, when you're loyal to a person, like, you got a homegirl who was with this dude for God knows how long, and you know what I'm saying, regardless of whatever they went through, they reached a level of intimacy that's like intense in a sense, indeed. And you don't want to.
What if they didn't? What if they didn't?
See, if they didn't, that's different. That's different. That's
it's levels. Like, so, I feel like it can't be an automatic rule. I feel like that's what's wrong with, like, this invisible rule.
Right.
Because, like, even in my conversations on Twitter, it was like dudes saying, like, if she was my main chick or she was someone I was with, I was like, your main chick is not your girlfriend. Let's be clear. Yeah, so you can't put any claim on that person at all.
But that's where I draw the line between a fling and an ex, actually. Like, somebody I just used to mess with, I don't call them my ex. Like, you're not my ex. Yeah. Like, we used to fuck, and that's like.
So, okay.
Like,
I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of feel a little differently about this. It just, for me, there's literally only one person in my life where I would be like, I'm not really rocking with the fact that one of my friends is talking to him or dating him or wants to talk to him or date with him. And that's only because of the things we went through. But if you want to go through with it, sis, be my guest. I'm not going to stop you from doing it. But will I put myself in positions to be around y'all looking happy and frolicking? Probably not. But I'm not going to be the one to be like, nah, you can't date him. I'm not going to be the one to stand in someone's happiness. Chances are my very close friends wouldn't want to talk to somebody I've been very intimate with. But I literally have set up a person I was dating with one of my friends. It didn't work out. But he was
do you consider him somebody who was your ex?
No, I dated him, but he's not an ex. But I definitely dated him. Like, we went on dates.
So the guy who you would consider your ex, if one of your like homies you talk to every day, text, hey girl, blah, 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 you seen this show? Look at my shoes. Look at this outfit. You think it's cute? If she showed up and was like, hey, me and such been talking. I think it's time. I think we want to move forward with it.
Oh no! First of all, she just hit me up in the talking phase.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, there's no we've been talking, because now you being sneaky, and that's different.
That's fair.
Because you knew, like, any of my friends, you even know who I'm talking about. Any of my friends know, like, who that person was. Like, I don't bring people around. There's been one person that's been consistent amongst my friends who even know a name. So. Will I feel away? Probably, but I'm not going to be like, no, you can't date them, because what do I gain out of that?
That's very real.
I don't gain anything. If we are completely done and there is nothing turning back, like, we're not doing anything, and you're in a good space, he's in a good space, and I would want you to experience, a dating situation that you feel will be good for you. Now, Sis, would I recommend it? No. If he was a person that I didn't date and I just knew about him in his past, I wouldn't recommend him to date you. But who am I to like block that? I feel like we have to get out of this like thinking of like people are possessions because they're not. Once you are no longer with a person, that's not your. Once y'all break up, it's over with.
I do.
That's not your person.
So I think that everybody has that one person. I think even all your female friends, all my male friends, everybody has that one person.
I had that one person. I would
Don't
prefer
even think about it.
I would prefer you not to.
And also, it's a million fish in the sea, bro.
No, okay, so let's visit that. Let's talk about that. Is there a million? There's a million.
Yes.
You have the luxury of saying that because you are a man in Atlanta. There's probably 20 women to every one man in Atlanta. Women don't have that luxury of saying there's hella fish in the sea. Like, there are a lot of men out there that would treat us well. Travel. Yeah, that's easy for you to say as a man.
Houston. Go to DC.
Oh my God.
Go to Miami.
I don't want no man.
Y'all love Tulum? Go to Tulum.
Okay, when I went to Tulum, we went with 2 homeboys, right? It was more men on our trip than women on our trip.
Boom.
Literally, we went on the trip, though. Those are our homeboys. We don't want them. We went to the beach party. There had to be 30 women. It was probably 30 women or 40 women to every one man. And I'm like, black men don't just...
And also, I feel like there's a thing where even with not even the closest of homies, because the closest of homies know. Like, when I'm talking about that outer circle of people, if there's a line where you met this person outside of me, there's literally nothing I can say. But if it's like you met this person through me, then it's like now we bordering the lines of
I can see
what
that.
you talking about, bro.
But also Atlanta is very small. Like, you can easily see that person like anywhere.
But imagine you introducing a nigga to your girl. Or a nigga to your girl to your, you know, I'm backwards right now.
My dude to my homegirl,
and then like, oh, we stopped talking, and then like,
I mean, I would just be like, wow, that's crazy. I don't know if we could be as close, but I'm not gonna tell you can't talk to him.
It's a little sketchy, bro.
I don't believe in putting people in a box.
Sketchy,
I don't believe in that. Now, do I prefer my friends not to talk to my exes? Of course, I do prefer that, but I have no like dominion over people. I just, if we're not together, then I've got nothing.
Nah, fuck that, nigga.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, nigga, you knew that was off limits.
And then you say your homies know. Let's be real. Y'all homies be sliding because that very same one person I told you, I have had frat brothers, I've had homies, like friends of friends slide in my DMs, and I met them through that person.
That's a different
So for them to still slide after they knew, that's the only reason why I met them, because I was with that person. Like,
I don't know, my circle never knows.
Okay. You don't know. You can say that because you don't know. You don't know. I mean, you don't know what they're doing. Like, we really gotta address that. Like, y'all be saying, "Oh, my bro, loyalty this, loyalty that," but a lot of y'all mans be dirty macking. A lot of y'all mans be hitting the hard eyes on the IG stories after they seen the breakup. So it's just kind of like, yeah, like this invisible bro code, and like that girl code be very invisible. Because I'm not gonna lie, I had a person I was cool with. I won't call her a close friend, but she was the type of girl that I didn't really bring dudes around because I felt like at any moment, if she had the opportunity, she would definitely try to swoop in and get her some action.
True.
So,
I mean, but also there are those of y'all who were just like, you know, filling in space, or you know what I'm saying, we was just fucking around.
A lot of us are time fillers because men don't ever be ready, so we be just sitting in that little pod. But
you know what I'm saying, nigga, you know what I'm saying. First of all, I mean, not to be too inclusive on nigga group chats, we probably already know. Just being honest, like we don't hit like, hey, bro, it's crazy, but
no, y'all be talking about that in the group chat.
Don't y'all talk about it in the group chat?
We do, but oh my God, y'all be pillow talking that is messy.
Point taken.
That
y'all give the what is it
it's giving zest.
The BDRs is that what it called?
Oh yeah, for
BDRs?
sure. And a couple of y'all homies got BDRs, but we gonna leave that for another episode.
Niggas give the reviews. You know what I'm saying? Niggas give the Yelps.
Not the Yelp, child. You know the amount of devastation I would have if I had a bad Yelp review.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, nah. I just
information gets passed around.
And maybe y'all shouldn't have passed around because maybe the homeboys wouldn't be sliding if the information.
But that's where the real issue come in when niggas do shit like that and then like they really want that to be their main or their wifey or like they you know what I'm saying, like they treat them like, and that's where like my issue is with niggas sometimes, because I mean I ain't gonna lie, I've done something like that in college. Like this was way back when, but you ain't treat her like she was your main chick.
That's what be my issue.
So
you didn't treat her. You dogged this girl out, right?
When you said time to go.
You want to dog this girl out. You want to make it seem you want to have a whole bunch of other chicks. But then one of the homies want to talk or want to have something with her, then now it's the issue. And it's just like, no, you don't get to possess me because when you might have had a chance with me, you didn't handle me properly. So now your homeboy is going to get a chance at
Also, ladies, we used to talk is not valid. We used to talk is not valid.
So I will say this.
I don't care how many heart eyes I put. I don't care how many messages I sent. We used to talk is not valid. It is not valid.
Because we hold 30. We're whole at 30 out here. And we not finna. I ain't gonna lie.
Nothing.
If my homegirl hit me with we used to talk, okay, sis, now we all used to talk to him. Because, what? Did y'all go together? Were y'all intimate? Like, first of all, what is talking? Like, did you guys date? Were you in a relationship? Like, what were the levels?
We used to talk.
Like, okay, he was in my inbox. Okay, now he in our inbox. Because
literally, it was Instagram. I seen you out. It probably was a text.
And dudes be shooting their shots at the, like, I can't tell you how many times you didn't see the group chat, me and some of my other homegirls have put the same man with the same message.
Niggas be bored.
And I know
that. Niggas be on Instagram stories just boom, 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 boom.
Then it's like, I know you saw her page because you was on my page because chances are she was posted on my page.
Probably.
So, like, it's like mind-blowing to me. So, I did used to have a homegirl who used to have dominion over all the dudes she ever, like, was in contact with. And it's just like, girl, if you didn't have sex with him and y'all didn't go on a date, then I don't even know what we talking about.
Atlanta has 0 degrees of separation, bro.
Like, so literally
zero. You literally, like I said, everybody got their one. Yeah. That's it. Anything beyond that is an old ex you shouldn't even give a fuck about. You shouldn't care about. So they shouldn't even be considered like.
So how far back can the ex be? Because what you're not gonna do is tell me that your ex from high school is off limits. That's what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna tell me your ex from high school is off limits.
I'm gonna say
you're 30. Grow up.
I'm gonna say 5 years. I'm gonna say 5 years.
That's fair.
Like a legit like in love ex like. I'm gonna say 5 years.
Yeah, like in love, like
we moved on and like we're completely in different lives and situations and da 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 da. But if we still dealing with each other, that's a little, you know what I'm saying? That's a little. But if it's like, I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, where have you been? Like, I haven't seen you forever. Who the fuck?
So, what if you moved on like from that situation? So like, you dating a chick, right?
Right.
You was in a relationship with her.
Right.
Y'all broke up maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Right. You had not spoken to this girlfriend, but y'all had a legit relationship. Like, you really was into her. You might have loved her during that time.
Right.
You are now in a new relationship. And this person is dating your ex. Do you still have dominion over that old ex?
You're doing too much.
Do you still have a say so in that? You taking a little long to answer, and I feel like your answer should be no.
Nah.
You moved on. You have a new relationship. Why are you worried about what that ex did?
Nah. But I do think there's a way to go about it. But nah.
No,
in the sense of like, nah, I don't have like, I shouldn't have anything to say about what y'all got.
Okay.
But I do think that person, if they're close enough to you,
they should have
a good way of going about it. And it should be early on. It shouldn't be
correct. I do agree.
Later in the process when they're kind of just like telling you to tell you.
Yeah.
Because it's like now this whole time, like you just been being sneaky about the whole shit. And now you just kind of throwing it out there to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
now I ain't gonna lie, if you've been dating my ex and you tell me I'm not gonna have an issue with y'all dating if I got a man. But I'm gonna have an issue with at what point in the stage y'all are dating. Like if you tell me y'all are in a relationship, okay, that whole courtship, you didn't think it was important to tell me. I didn't been going to brunch with your ass and you didn't think it was important to tell me that y'all was dating.
Entire time. I've seen you a million times since between y'all when y'all started dating now.
Yeah, like I knew you was dating somebody and you ain't saying no name, so that gives me an indication that you're being sneaky. And that's a separate issue of you're dating my ex. That's you're being sneaky. I thought we're friends. Yeah. I also feel like if you feel like you got to sneak, then you feel like there's something wrong with what you're doing.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I again want my friends to feel comfortable enough to come to me. Like even if they feel like Brooke not gonna be rocking with this, I want them to feel comfortable enough that like I know you're not gonna be rocking with it, but I would prefer to have the conversation to at least get it out the way.
Yeah.
And we can figure out how we're gonna maneuver this.
Because honestly, more often than not, like at a certain point, I'm not even gonna give a damn. Like I would honestly rather you tell me than rather me see it. Like us be out in the
if I
space,
see it,
and then I see it, I'm like, oh, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, hey, and then they go sit on your lap or something like.
Because the ex don't have no loyalty to you in that moment anymore. Like y'all are not together, so what they do has nothing to do with you. So, I mean, I think all in all, I think men just had that luxury of being like, nah, you can't talk to shorty because there's hella other shorties out here. But when it comes to women, like, I can't tell you, like, even in that one person that I had, how many, I don't know if he hit any of my friends, but he most definitely knew a lot of people that I went to school with. The man knew my ex. Just on some like knowing people of people, you know? Yeah. So it's kind of like Atlanta is not that place to where you can be super protective of people because there's 0 degrees of separation. And like, especially like you in the metro Atlanta area where all the like colleges are, a lot of us are still with our college friends. Like,
no, I said on Twitter, I was like, bro, once you pass high school and you make college friends, that 1 degree of separation from high school goes to niggas know each other from middle school.
Yeah.
And then it's like high school, all right, cool. Then once you get to college,
like you've met some of my friends that I've had for years.
Redan.
Yeah. They all enter
like it's a wrap. Like
collide.
It's over with. Like, oh yeah.
And the world is literally so small. Like I have a friend.
It's over with, bro.
It's funny. I hope if these people watch this podcast episode, it's gonna be hilarious. But I had a friend that was in her wedding. Mm-hmm. And her groomsmen, who I walked down the aisle with, was good friends with a guy I used to be involved with. So that was, for me, was very awkward. And it's like, how did my childhood friend from like 2nd, 3rd grade, how did this happen? Like, how did we all connect in some type of way?
Yeah, that's...
Like, it was a lot. I'm like, yo, I can't get away from this person. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, I can't get away from them. So...
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's crazy.
So, you know, we talked about, 0 degrees of separation in Atlanta. And I just think, in a nutshell, we have different points on this and thoughts on this. But I do think that, what we agree on is that a conversation should be had at some point.
Amongst the close ones. So, for me, how I broke it down. Amongst the close ones, if I really matter to you as a friend, let's have a conversation early on.
Yeah.
To get it out the way.
Yeah.
Because regardless of how I feel about it, I'm gonna appreciate you as a friend because you know what I'm saying, we did that early on, but
bros for hoes.
The rest of them, I mean, something weird about it. I don't really give a damn. I don't really give a fuck.
Cause niggas be creepy.
Just don't try to be in my face about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If we out in a mutual space being on extra PDA-ish and
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just be cool. Keep it cool.
Yeah, keep it. Let's push and pee. That's what we doing.
Oh my God, get that out of here and not pushing P.
Pushing P. Hey, ladies, stop claiming every nigga that DM'd you. I swear to God, we did not mean it like that.
I mean, yeah. And fellas.
Because people niggas do it too, though.
If you hit 10 years ago, that does not count.
Shorty was just in my DMs.
Like, no.
Saying what, nigga?
But what did she say, though? I'm going to start screenshotting folks. Because if anybody ever say I was in their DMs, they're lying.
What was happening in the DMs?
What did she say in your DMs?
Did y'all fuck or no? Like,
but even if y'all had relations, if it was 10 years ago, you a whole different person. People got 10-year-old kids.
If it was 10 days ago, that means if she slid on you and it slid on me, she is for
yeah, it's over with.
She don't give a damn. Like,
not even that she for the streets that like you just didn't. You're not her man.
You're not her nigga, bro. You're not her nigga.
You're not her man. You can't possess people like that's not how it works.
I don't find nothing wrong with being for the streets. I mean, I feel like everybody. I feel like people have.
There's a different connotation when you say being for the streets for women than when you say it for men.
Well, when you're what do they call it?
You're dating. You're
hot girl.
Hot girl. Let's just say hot girl.
Living my life.
Or just being a human.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, just enjoying life. When you're single, you're single. Like
some
you don't
people
have
not dating. Like,
well, yeah, you're right. But if you're single, like what you do literally has nothing to do with anyone else
whatsoever.
So, yeah, folks gotta let that go. Like people be trying to hold on to stuff. It'd be the worst when they hit you with the remember when we. No, I don't remember, baby boy. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember any of that. So, and I don't want to be reminded. Because if I remembered it enough, I would have hit you back again.
I ain't gonna lie. As a nigga, I've had the moment where I've like tried to like brag or talk to a girl about the night before, or like the sex we had, and she was like, "We had sex, I don't remember." Like not on rape shit.
She was,
but also like she was drunk, and I was like,
See, listen, we getting into this.
Granted, but those situations, I've had the opportunities to prove myself again, but it was like,
So
every nigga that had his pride hurt at least once. Like
that has to be a humbling experience. But I blame women for not doing that more because I've literally had this experience with a person where their recount of what happened and my recount of what happened did not even like be in the middle. It literally was like this, and I had to tell him like that's literally not what happened. Like I literally said my stomach hurt and I had to go home because like it wasn't.
It's a lot of
and there's a lot of cabbage going on out here.
What's the song? You know your pussy good and screams. Some of y'all don't need to be screaming, bro. I'm saying it was cool. It wasn't.
Oh my God.
Don't kill the messenger. Swear to God. Swear to God.
Yeah, it's just honestly, people should just mind their business. That's really what I'm getting from this. Like, just mind your business. Yeah. Be mature if you want. Be mature. And like, realistically, like your homeboys for real, your homegirls, like your close people, they're not gonna try to talk to your ex. It's the like intermediate people that you see on a consistent basis.
That's honestly what it is. Mostly like the
people you see and that they know you dating this person, but they're not close enough for you to know. Like
I was gonna say, more often than not, like the people closest to you, they're probably like whatever you went through with that person.
I'm good.
Like if they made you mad or pissed you off, just some crazy shit, they're like, oh, that motherfucker is tripping.
Yeah, like you're gonna be biased. You're gonna be biased because of your friend. Yeah, like I ain't gonna flex. I don't want none of my friends' exes. Like would never. Yeah. And chances are, like me and all my friends, like we had different tastes. So the type of dudes we would even date, probably not even in the same spots. Well, I like athletes, so that's maybe one thing we have in common. But like when I think about my close homegirls, like our types are not the same, like at all. Like the people we find attractive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just, realistically, that's not something that's gonna happen. But if it does happen, like I do feel like people should just like not trying to have possession over these people. Like they're not yours.
Yeah.
So
that's. I mean, I got nothing else on it.
Okay. Well, we closed this. We closed this topic out pretty good.
I'm team. It's 1,000 fish. I'm a guy, as you said. So there's a million fish in the sea.
It's hard out here, man.
Everywhere you be, it's a new one.
It's very hard out here.
What you say? Miss one next 15.
15 one coming. I mean, I feel that way about men. It's just like I gotta work a little harder for the next 15, but I'm not sweating none of that.
That must be on time.
Oh my God! Come on, Marta. Come on.
Oh.
But,
What we got next, bro? What we got next?
So.
Swear to God.
Speaking of the pandemic, I know we circling back. People out here nasty, dog.
Yeah, they are. They're nasty.
And like when you think about like people in the like public eye, right? You would think that like people take the proper precautions, like I'm gonna wear my mask, I'm gonna have my hand sanitizer, my spray.
Right.
You would never in 1,000 million trillion years think that a pastor
man
would get his ass on stage.
Oh no. Listen.
And spit in his hand. Y'all, this weekend, a clip of Pastor Michael Todd out of Oklahoma.
I just want to grab this.
Come on, do the hand sanitizer for the people because, like...
That didn't sit well with my spirit.
Listen, a pastor, and granted, he's a very popular pastor out of Oklahoma. He has a book on relationships. He brings in a lot of, like, people our age, a lot of young adults. But, like, I can't get with the activity that he did this past weekend.
He should have wrote a book called Boundaries.
He should have wrote a book called Boundaries.
Because he stepped over any type of boundary that ever existed.
So we're going to play this clip for you.
And this is where most people would not face Jesus anymore. What most people would do is turn away. Yeah, because the vision I'm about to give you, it might get nasty.
I'm not. So I haven't even seen it. This is probably my first time seeing it, for real.
So
I seen him talking, and I seen that dry saliva drop out his mouth into his hand.
It was like he was working.
I cut the video because I was like, oh nah, this is.
I watched it to the end.
Cigarettes.
I watched it to the end for the sake of conversation. But my thing is, if there was no COVID, if you was in the crib with your family, that's still nasty. Because you had to hawk and spit. It was a for me. It was that for me.
You could have been in the crib with your wife. The closest person to you. And that is
still nasty. Not only did he spit in his hand, but my boy rubbed it and put it around my boy's face. You know, Lion King, when he did this, that's what it was giving. That's what he was giving. Like, he was putting a mark on my boy. And so for me, it's just like, so many thoughts went through my head because as we both grew up in the church, I know for a fact that pastors go through their sermon, they think about how they can make metaphors to reach people. There are so many metaphors that he could have done to get his point across, but you thought spitting and wiping it on that man's face was going to get your point across. We were so distracted by the spit that we didn't even hear the message.
Nah, yeah.
We were so distracted by the spit. It was like, and he didn't do it just once. He spit in his hand for 3 times.
Oh no.
He spit in his hand 3 times and wiped it on my boy's face and was giving my boy like the mark across his face.
I didn't even like the olive oil. You know when they
they did. You
don't put no grease on my head.
Don't touch me.
Bring down my face.
Don't touch me.
You gonna spit in your hand?
You have been touching your Bible. You have touched the mic. You have touched something. Don't touch me,
bro. You know the video with the dude fighting in church.
Yes.
Everybody thought that was the dude fighting in church. That would have been me. Cause what? You got me bent, bro.
Yeah, that was nasty.
That's indefensible. That's indefensible.
So he did come back a day later, yesterday, and with a message basically saying like he washed it back and it was nasty. He apologized. It was like, you knew that was nasty when you did it.
Yeah.
Like you have sense. You are not slow by any means. You knew that was nasty. So then that brought me to to the attention that he's probably got a book or something coming out, because there's no way.
Do radical things.
Yeah, but that was just way too much. I hope for his sake it was a publicity thing. He has a book come out or something, because it was way too much for me. Like, I said to my family, they was like, "Why would you send us this?"
Yeah, like when I first seen it, I seen people talking about it. Then I see, because I try to sometimes if I'm not on social media, I try to take a break from it a little bit. Like, if I don't catch it immediately, I probably catch it in the aftermath a little bit.
Yeah.
But I still
So I saw it late,
because I don't be wanting to see everything.
Listen,
I don't want to talk about everything like that. Like, some conversations I'm listening, that was just dumb. There's no point in having a conversation about it. There's no.
So when I saw the video, I didn't know what was going on, because I got on social media late. I had been doing stuff all day. So I finally got on, and all I see is Michael Todd. So I'm like, please tell me he ain't cheating on his wife. Because, we ain't going to talk about the pastor, but he liked to cheat on his wife. And so someone sent me the link with no preface to say, oh, it's nasty, nothing. So I'm watching, I'm halfway through, I'm like, okay, what's going on? And when I seen that first spit, I said, oh, he done lost his mind. I paused it. I said, oh, he's lost his mind. And then I played it again. I said, oh, he did it again. Oh, my God. What is wrong with you? And the man, they said the man was his brother. I don't care who he was. He looked so disgusted, but he had to keep his poker face during the whole thing. It's just kind of like, yo, there were so many other ways you could have delivered that message.
Yeah, I'm not with that. I'm not.
So Michael Todd gets our head as fouls for the week because, baby boy, that was not okay. And I'm pretty sure you are well respected.
That was head assery.
Yeah, you are well respected in the Christian Black community, and for you to do something like that, and not only are you a pastor and a leader, but you're a public figure. COVID is still out here. You're spitting. You're literally getting COVID from droplets, and you are spitting.
Sanity is still out here. Sanity is for free everywhere you go.
Common sense ain't common, I guess, for everybody, because that was
insane of you to do.
Yeah, I was in shock.
I got nothing, man. I got nothing.
I didn't even laugh.
Can we do an honorary head ass?
We could do an
honorary. Because I didn't even talk about that nasty. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was gross. It was gross. What you got for me?
Antonio damn motherfucking Brown, head ass of the century.
So we have different opinions on this as well.
Head ass of the century.
So, okay, this is how I feel about Antonio Brown. Y'all know who Antonio Brown is.
Yes.
Why is anyone shocked by that behavior? And also, we have taken... Okay, I 100% give Antonio Brown, the head ass for, the way he ran off the field. Do I think it was right? But no, who makes the rules and say how you're supposed to go off the field after the owner tells you you're done? Your job tell you done? You gonna go out peacefully? Nah.
So here's my take on it. Because as a person that's either played sports or, whatever, that wasn't necessarily a situation where he was telling him, you've been in arguments with a person who was either superior to you or something like that, and it's you know what, I'm done talking to you.
No, he said you're done.
I'm done with this.
But he said you're done.
But this is what I'm saying. So he initially complained about that, and he also complained about his injury. His ankle injury that was hurting so bad that he was able to do jumping jacks off the field and jog out of the Jet Stadium.
But what would you say?
It was hurting so bad. So my thing on it is
jumping jacks aren't contact.
NFL players deal with injuries all the time. So for you to conveniently complain about it, it's not really sitting well with me. Because they deal with it all the time. And I'm not saying whether it's okay or not, but it's not new. You taking the cortisone shot to numb your ankle and play a game, it's not the first time you've done it. And it's not the last time you're gonna do it. Because you're trying to play again. 1. 2, following up all of that, you go in this interview, the information comes out about the Bucs saying he want more money, he's mad about his incentive-based contract. Then you go on all these interviews complaining about the very thing the Bucs said. So for me, it plays some more of what they were saying, because that's all. You're not even talking about your injury no more. You complaining talking about Tom Brady, your friend. And I think that's where the shock lies, because everybody knows what Tom Brady is. Tom Brady's like LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron give you a chance to play with him, be on his team.
Yeah.
You make the best of it. You do what you can. Whatever.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna play him like he a scrub, though.
No, Antonio Brown is not a scrub by any means. He's probably the greatest wide receiver.
It ain't like he give me a chance. Like, I feel like
years.
he was given a chance based off behavior that he's had over the years.
Yeah, but I mean, his behavior's been like extremely out of pocket.
Yeah, and to me, that wasn't even the worst thing that Antonio Brown has done. Like, the things that he's done, he should have been reprimanded more for the things that he's done off field than on field. And
and that's very true.
And that's my problem with the NFL in general, is that we make big deals about him jogging off the field doing jumping jacks, but you got people that's beating up their wives, killing people in DUIs, beating people, dragging their wives out the crib, throwing TVs at them, but you don't have no stance on that. You're not holding steady on that, but him running off the field is such a big deal.
Furniture out of a condo window and almost killed the baby.
Antonio Brown. Yes, he has video of him kicking out his baby mama out the crib. Like, he is definitely an abusive person, whether it's physically or emotionally.
Just overall, it's just head.
I think the media really like played into that situation more than they should, in my opinion.
But
I feel like AB is he like nothing he did is surprising. Like, based off that conversation, when Buddy said, when the owner said you're done, I expected him to act the way he did. So the fact that everyone was so shocked, I'm like, y'all, it's Antonio Brown.
But media is obsessive, just like Kyrie not getting the vaccine.
Well, okay,
at the end of the day, it's his choice to not do it.
And
why are we talking about it for 2 weeks? Why are y'all talking about it for 2 weeks? Why, Stephen A. said, why are you going off? Like, you're selfish. Like, he don't want to do it. It's his choice to not do it.
Yeah. I don't want to keep talking about it. But when you make choices like that, you have to understand what comes with those choices. Yeah. I feel like he understood what comes with those choices.
Yeah, I think he was fully ready to accept whatever consequences came with that.
I just don't think he knew the magnitude of the consequences. Because he even said in his interview when he, right before the first game he was playing, he was like, he said, I was prepared for the consequences, but I wasn't aware that it was going to be that, like, I couldn't play home games. Because you got to think in the state of New York, it's very strict. Like,
they don't have,
to go to
you can't play in New York or California.
Yeah, so, and honestly, I'm not mad at it because, like, you're not looking out for his health, but the health of other people. But, I mean, I just don't see AB acting any other way. Like, I wasn't shocked. And after he said you're done, like, you can have an argument with a regular person, but that's not a regular conversation. That's the owner and the player.
He gets off having problems with the incentive-based contract when you literally walked out on a guaranteed $26 million the day before you were supposed to get it, which was the most idiotic thing I've seen about this year. Yeah, like, and I'm the type of person, like, I never take the side of the NFL owners, coaches, like. I'm always like a player, like
I'm definitely like player first.
AB, you messed up with like 4 straight teams.
Yeah.
Like and even I could see the Raiders, but like as far as you know, the Steelers, Patriots are solid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
organization.
You know what I'm saying? They might not have all their P's and Q's together. Players might not agree with everything, but for the most part. They not giving you that, and you mess it up with both those things back to back, and then you come here, you mess up with Tom Brady, and now you bagging on Tom Brady as if he's just this like, you know what I'm saying? You the one person out of anybody that's ever played with him, worked with him, anybody has good reviews about him, man. Regardless how you feel about him, about a fan, you got good reviews about him, and you're the only person, and it's based off selfish reasons.
Yeah, I didn't watch the interview of what he said about him, so I can't really speak to that, but. I want people to like take shock value out of things in general when it comes to like athletes. Like you understand, these folks is regular people. Yeah. He already wasn't playing with a full deck. So like I don't know, maybe it's still clear anything about things like that.
And it's just I think it's like in sports, there's an expectation when you're such a great player, person, whatever. There's an expectation that comes with it. Like,
and they expect you to act a certain way. And the reality is
you're a Falcons fan, so like Julio was probably. One of the best y'all ever had. There's an expectation that came with him being him. And he never really failed. Like, other than him, like as portrayed this past year.
But those are expectations that we put on him. Like, if he were to act out like AB, he still would have gotten signed to another team.
No, but I'm saying, but like, just as a like when you elevate to that role, like there's a, we put them on them, but it also kind of comes with it.
Yeah.
In a sense. So, I think there's nothing necessarily wrong with it, but when you get to a point where now he's backtracking and walking back, I should never do that. Did that? It's like, who's really right, who's really wrong? Because now you backtracking on the things you did.
Now the conversation that now the stuff following is a lot extra. The interviews, the extra stuff, but I think too much stock was put into like the way he went off the field. A lot of takeaways we've had today. Really, mind your business. I feel like that's like the overarching theme in being an adult and being a communicator.
Also, don't spit in your hand and wrap it on people's faces, because what is that? Like,
yeah. I just hope we never see that. That's worse than the ice cream thing. I'm not even on flex.
Yeah. We could just all put it in the box.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it.
Yeah. It's pretty gross. So
if you make it an affirmation, I will not do.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
See how we made everything full circle?
I cannot. But follow us on Twitter at Just Say That Pod. Follow us on Instagram on Just Say That Podcast. Yes. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and we out of here.
We gotta put the thing like, comment, subscribe.
I cannot. Peace up, A-Town now. Throwing up.
Just say that. Just say that.
King City. Just say that. Just say that. Just say that. Just say that. Ain't no need to beat around the bush. Just tell me straight up. Ain't no sense in waiting later. I need it straight up. I ain't tripping on them haters. I got my mind made up.
If you got something to say, don't let your words go to waste. Get it all out today. 5 o'clock, it's time to rock. DJ Machiavelli and my girl Brooke on top. Let's go.